As of May 2026, 3 deaths has been recorded following an hantavirus outbreak on a cruise ship. The outbreak, which began early April, has been linked to 5 new confirmed cases of people with this virus, with 3 fatalities and several other passengers reporting symptoms. Should you be actually scared? Is it something that is alarming? Can hantavirus cause a pandemic just like COVID? I know this question will be running through your mind now, but don't worry, I'm going to give you the answer. What exactly is hantavirus? The survival rate, the mode of transmission. Is it that this virus transmits from person to person or from rodent, that's from rats to humans? How does it transmit? So if you're coming across my channel for the first time, do well to subscribe. My name is Uchechi Chizendu, a clinical physiologist. Here we make educational content. We create awareness about health. So do well to hit the notification bell so that anytime I post a new video, you'll be the first to see it. Now, without wasting much of your time, let's get into it. Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome is actually rare but potentially deadly. This virus is making headline again. Let's be clear on this. This is not the first time in fact, this is not a new virus actually. This virus has been recorded years back, so it's not like it's a new found virus. Hantavirus has been here for years. Firstly, what exactly is this virus? You need to understand that hantavirus is not just a one virus. In fact, it's a group of viruses carried by rodents, especially your rats, your mice. Humans don't naturally carry this virus. We only get it or get infected when we come in contact with these animals or their waste. So here is the part many people don't actually realize. You don't need to touch a rat for you to get infected. So how does this virus actually spread? Most transmission actually happens when tiny particles of rat's urine, droppings, or maybe rat saliva gets into air, especially in dusty areas, dusty places that are dusty. For instance, you are sweeping a storeroom or cleaning a place that has been locked up for days and you know that rats are inside, or maybe opening a old cupboard that you know that place has been inhabited by rats. You hear that dust, and if there's a rodent that has been living there that has this hantavirus, that is how this virus can enter your body. It can also be spread if you touch contaminated places and then touches your face, or even through a rodent bite. Now, this is important to take note of. Unlike COVID-19, hantavirus does not usually spread from person to person, except for a rare strain of hantavirus, that's the Andes hantavirus, that can be spread from humans to humans. The World Health Organization confirmed the hantavirus outbreak is related to this rare strain of hantavirus, that's the Andes hantavirus, that can be transmitted between humans. Now, here is what you need to know so far. About 3 people have died of this virus, and around 7 to 8 cases has been confirmed or suspected. What is making this whole situation unusual is the type of hantavirus that is actually involved. Not because hantavirus is new, no. This virus has been here for years. You can check up, you can just use your Google or maybe type hantavirus. You can see that this virus has been here for years. But what is making it actually unusual is because of the rare strain of this virus, that's the Andes hantavirus. Now, why is this outbreak actually different? Here is a key thing most people don't know. Most hantavirus do not spread from person to person, but this particular strain of hantavirus can actually spread from person to person, can spread between humans, although it's very, very rare. That is why new cases appeared on the cruise ship even without clear rodent exposure. So transmission of this virus usually happens through close contact, maybe people sharing a room or maybe living together, possibly through respiratory droplets in early illness. Unlike a COVID-19 that is highly contagious, that can easily spread, this hantavirus typically require close contact, not just close, but prolonged contact before this virus can spread from person to person. Based on health experts' analysis, hantavirus is extremely unlikely to cause a pandemic. This is because this virus does not spread efficiently enough to create a COVID-19 style pandemic. That means its mode of transmission, it does not spread like that. Most infection or transmission of this virus occur from direct contact with the infected rodent waste. That infected rodent waste could be saliva, can be feces, can be urine droplet. So how dangerous is it? How dangerous is hantavirus? Let's be honest right now. Hantavirus is very, very common, but when it happens, it can be serious. For hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, its survival rate depends on how early it's caught and treated. But in severe cases, the death rate can be as high as 30 to 40%. Something interesting about this antivirus is that it is actually more deadly than COVID-19 in severe cases of antivirus pulmonary syndrome. This virus has the ability of killing up to 30 to 60% of people that are infected. But here is the twist. Because it makes people sick very quickly, they are usually hospitalized and unable to move around. So they don't have the chance to spread this virus around. And on top of that, most strain of this hantavirus, that's group of this hantavirus, does not spread from person to person. Now compare that with COVID. COVID-19 was less deadly, but people could walk around, feel fine, and still infect others. And that is exactly how COVID spread around the world and became a pandemic. Hantavirus is more deadly compared to COVID-19 because it has a fatality rate of 30 to 40%, while COVID has a fatality rate of 15%. But the interesting part here is that it does not easily spread. Why for COVID? COVID is less deadly, but it spreads very fast. COVID is highly contagious. That is why it was able to cause a pandemic. Now you may be wondering, is there a cure for this antivirus? Right now, there is no specific antiviral drugs and no available vaccine yet. Treatment mainly involves supportive care like oxygen therapy and intensive hospital care that can help the body recover. So prevention is your best defense. So let's talk about how you can actually protect yourself from this virus, because that is what you have control over. And number one is avoid contact with rodents. Yes, you heard me. Whether rat or mice, avoid them completely. And two is keep your environment clean and sealed. If you have any holes in your house that you know that rat passes through, this is the time to close it. And the next is store your food properly so that it doesn't attract rats. Even if maybe you find out that something that may have eaten it, maybe rat have eaten your bread or your food, don't eat it. Don't even cut that part out. Throw it away completely. And fourthly, when cleaning dusty areas, don't sweep dry dust. Instead, do this. Use water or disinfectant. Wet the ground first before you sweep. And if you are sweeping, I will advise you to use nose masks, please. This reduces your chance of inhaling contaminated particles. And if you are dealing with a place that has rodent infestation, wearing glove or nose masks is actually a smart move. Now, reality check. Hantavirus is rare in many parts of Africa, including Nigeria. But outbreak can still happen. That is why creating awareness is actually the key, especially in areas in places that are infected with rats, rodents, where these animals are common. So here is the takeaway. We are not likely to get antivirus casually. But if you're exposed to rodents and their droplets, the risk is real and this illness can be actually severe. Now, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to give a thumbs up. Make sure to share this video, like, subscribe, and share. Bye.